Today on Ballistic BBQ, I am going to be cooking up a 9-pound Boston butt on Lone Star Grill's El Fuego Trio. Let's get going. First things first, quick thank you to Lone Star Grills for sponsoring this video. I actually started this cook a little over 2 hours ago. It was like 5:30 in the morning, and I recorded all that, but I didn't want to wake my neighbors up, so I wasn't talking. So basically, again, I came out here 5:30 in the morning. I had that Boston butt. It was already trimmed, just slathered it with yellow mustard, and then I seasoned it. And this is the season I used, 7 Medley sins, Gluttony. And then I topped it with this, Greed. The reason I went with some Greed is because this actually has some orange peel and some lemon peel in the blend here, and I just love citrus on pork. This brand, 7 Medley Sins, was started by a buddy of mine and my wife's. Small family-owned business right here, San Diego County area. So hoping you'll get a little local support. He's selling his spices at Parkway Plaza, in this little area where they have several little independent shops. But he's also online, so I'll link down below, 7 Medley Sins. But he lived in Japan for like 10 years, so a lot of the thought process and the influence came from his living in Japan. And a lot of these spices are pretty interesting when you look at the ingredients. This is pretty low sodium. You know, his mindset was allowing the person using this to, you know, kind of salt to taste. So I added a little bit more salt, but it has, you know, brown sugar and everything in there. But I'm excited about this. The spices that he's come up with are really amazing. So again, link down below, just check them out. So as I've already said, I was out here 5:30 in the morning starting this video. I got the butt on the pit at 6 o'clock. Right now, it's kind of smoking a lot. I just put a split on, so kind of waiting for that to tame down a little bit. But I'm using the live fire side, and I'll show you my settings here. Right now, the lower damper is like halfway open. I'm burning kind of medium-sized hickory splits. That upper damper on the right side is a little less than halfway open. Then, of course, the left side, as you're facing it, is fully closed. So again, we're running this as an offset smoker right now. So it just hit 2-hour mark, and I haven't looked at it since. So we're going to take a look at it right now. And I'm going to give it a little spritz, just a few dry spots, but it's looking really good. Got some beautiful color. Wow. So I'm running the pit at 250 degrees, and so far, once it got settled in, it's been really running a pretty stable temp. What I did to kind of accelerate the preheating this morning, it was pretty cold out here this morning, was raising the charcoal grate up to there, just to kind of get the heat, you know, moving into the cooking chamber. And that saved me a lot of time on the preheat. Once I, you know, approached that target temp, I just went ahead and dropped it down to the bottom and then let it kind of settle in. As you can see, my smoke's already mellowed out. I kind of put that split on just before setting up all the cameras for this part of the shoot. But it's been running really well. The thing that I really like is, even though I'm not using the pellet grill, I'm still using the fireboard down here to monitor the cook. So, you know, I still have my phone that I can monitor not only the temperature of the pit, but the temperature of my pork shoulder. And let me see, right now it's 106 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's plugging along. Really all I'm going to do now is keep the fire fed and spritz that pork shoulder as needed. I'll be checking it probably every 45 minutes or so. My plan is I'm going to keep it unwrapped. Again, running this as an offset cooker for 5 hours, letting it get that natural smoke off of the smaller splits of hickory. After that 5 hours, we're going to transition to the pellet grill. So I'll be firing up the pellet cooker side and also wrapping the pork shoulder in foil until the cook is done. My target temperature on the pork shoulder will be 195 degrees Fahrenheit. That's when I'll pull it. But yeah, so far so good. I've been really happy. You know, one of the questions that I've been getting on the other videos I've shot is, how does this run as an offset? That adjustable grill smoker, I really loved the way that ran as an offset, and it's running the same. This, it's been running very stable. This side here, when you're running the live fire, loves 250 degrees. It's been like right now it's 260, and that's kind of where it's been, kind of 5-degree fluctuations. But for the most part, it's been running really stable at 250, and it's reading 260 on the analog too. But yeah, it smells really good out here, man. Nothing like the smell of running pork fat and hickory smoke in the morning air. So I'm sure a lot of people had been waking up to getting ready for work smelling my barbecue. So apologies to them. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be checking on it again, probably another 45 minutes or so, and see how it's coming along. All right, we are 4 hours in. I'm going to give you a peek. We're going to see if it needs a spritzing. But right now, the internal temperature on this pork roast is 140 degrees. So you can see we got a beautiful color developing here. Pretty happy with that. Pit's been running really nice, steady in that 250 degree range. So I'm just going to keep plugging along with the cook. Like I said, my plan is to wrap it at 5 hours, and just want to make sure that I get that bark I'm looking for, which it's coming along really, really well. Then we'll wrap it. So next time I see you, we're going to be wrapping this butt. All right, a little over 5 hours now. And let's see here. The butt's at 157 degrees. And I'd say we've got a nice, beautiful bark developed there. Oh, beautiful. Not putting any liquid in or anything. Back on the pit. Now we don't need smoke anymore, we just need heat. And a lot of people I know at this point are going to throw it in a roasting pan and throw it in the oven at 250 degrees just to finish it off. What I'm going to do at this point, the live fire is almost done. There's a little bit of a split left, but it's burning out quick. So I'm going to go ahead and flip on the pellet side. So as you can see, it's already on because I was using the thermometer. Now what we're doing is just turn on the auger, and it's set for 225. I'm going to go ahead and go up to 250. There we are. You can see the fans blowing the smoke out this damper. We'll shut that. So the grill's going through its startup process now on that pellet side. The nice thing is there's a thermometer. It already knows it's over 200 degrees in there, so it's only going to feed the amount of pellets it needs to maintain, that 200 degrees because of the POD sensor. So at this point, I'm just cooking until this butt hits 195 internal Fahrenheit, and then we'll pull it, rest it, and then I was going to say then eat it, which is what I'm going to do. So I'll see it when it hits that target temp. All right, we are at about 8 hours and 40 minutes in. I wanted to show you thermometers. This is the one on the left, the one over the live fire side. And there's one on the right over the pellet side. They're running really, really even here. The fireboard showing 247 right now. All right. So I kind of see how she is tender-wise. Oh, yeah. All right, I am going to allow this to rest probably 30 or 40 minutes or so. Then I'll meet you back here where we'll pull it. But It's feeling really, really, really tender, so looking forward to this. All right, and here we are. So you got a beautiful bark. It is tender, kind of tore right here when I was unwrapping the foil, but yeah. Let's see, where's that? That shoulder blade. I mean, clean as a whistle. All right, get into this. Look at that. Beautiful smoke ring. I like to pull it with my hands rather than like the bear claws or forks or anything. This way too, you know, if there's any big chunks of fat, you can pull them out and set them aside. With that spice blend, we use that Gluttony. That's good. So this cooker behind me here, it runs really good in offset mode, just as good as the adjustable grill and smoker. And it was really easy to lock in, 250 degrees. Ran very, very stable that entire 5 hours with very little adjustment. Pellet cooker, same thing. And again, I showed the footage of the thermometers on the lid thermometers there. It was running 250 across both sides. So now again, I didn't have, you know, thermometers on all 4 points of the grill, but I've already proven to myself at least that this thing, it runs stable enough across that whole upper shelf and the whole bottom shelf to run multiple meats. You know, I could have had easily 4, 5, 6 pork shoulders on here, and I think I would have been finished around the same time on all 4 briskets, ribs, whatever. So I'm digging this thing. I am really digging this thing. So far, you know, I did that last video where it was pellet grill only, but you know, it also included the wood in the basket. By the way, I know I'm going to get asked. The pellets I used, the last video I did using this cooker, I was using mesquite pellets, and I just kept the mesquite pellets in there and ran it for this because this was wrapped in foil. All I needed was heat, so any kind of pellet would have worked. But this thing's awesome. Proved to me, like I said today, the offset cooking feature is really, really good. And I knew it would because, again, I had the adjustable grill and smoker. So I've done a lot of cooks using basically this. The only difference is I got the pellet hopper here now. But this thing's awesome. But wow, yeah, it's going to be good. It's our dinner tonight and probably lunch tomorrow, and then vacuum sealed and future meals on down the road from the freezer. But let me know if there's anything you want to see on this. Believe me, I'm taking notes of all the suggestions. And if you're new to the channel or haven't subscribed, please consider hitting that subscription button. Hit the notification bell, thumb it up if you like the video. Again, I'll have links for LSG and for the 7 Medley seasonings down below. And he's not sponsoring me, by the way, the seasoning, the 7 Medley sins, my buddy. I'm just shouting him out. He's a good guy, and he's putting out a really good product. Very, very small, family-owned local business. So just check them out. There might be something there. I mean, there's some really interesting spice blends. But yeah, anyway, see you on the next video. Cheers.